making noise.
I do. It's either that or have my door be in the shot. Pick one.
Oh, whatever. I found my little Donald Duck thing. I was on the treadmill and I'm like, what is that? Because it was like, I could just see the very tip of it, like in a box. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's that Donald Duck candy corn thing. This morning.
I have to get mine out of the attic. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him. I'm like, I almost missed Halloween with that guy.
I have the mini Sanderson sister out, but I have to get that out of the attic. Yeah.
I have the OG Mickey Pumpkin popcorn bucket.
Nice. You do have the OG. I wished I'd gotten that. Yeah. At one point,
it was really, yeah, I know. I really liked it.
I thought they'd have it again, and then they didn't. And I was like, oh, well, damn. That's when I learned my lesson with the popcorn buckets. If I like it, buy it.
Right. Yeah. Poor Juanita, she was driving. She was on her way down to an agent education program at Walt Disney World.
Oh no.
It was one that was focused on, it was a Hispanic one. So it was for like folks who can speak.
Yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah.
See.
Right? Yes. Not us. Not any of us.
Nope.
See.
So Juanita was perfect for it. And she got to the Florida border and got the text that it was canceled.
Oh no. How long had she been on the road for? How many
she lives in North Carolina, South Carolina.
Oh yeah. Bummer.
Actually, that would be more of a.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it would.
Melissa, stay safe, but make sure Jay goes outside in it and gets some video because I know that's what he's gonna do because that's what I would do. I'd be like, I want to feel it because that's what I did during Charlie. That was one of my greatest moments. I got to be Jim Cantori in the middle of the night in 2004 from Pop Century 70s building, level 3.
Yeah, of course you will.
I called my teacher that taught next door to me, Mrs. Timmons, and said, Mrs. Her name's Jane. She's like my mentor teacher, this older lady that taught next door. I said, Jane, do you want to know what a Category 2 hurricane sounds like? And I mean, I was on like, this was 2004, this was before the iPhone. It was like that cell that it was singular, that brick phone. It's a wonder that thing took any water. I was like, listen. I mean, it could have just been a blow dryer, but I was just like, I couldn't breathe. I was holding on to that green rail, at Pop Century, because I was in the 70s it was the big 8-track. I was like, that 8-track, I mean, it's 50-50. That thing ends up in the lake. It was so windy. Because the thing is, like, I felt wind gusts like that in St. Louis, like every once in a while, like in a big thunderstorm. That was like, it was that windy, just solid the whole night. I just remember when the governor came on that night on the TV, because we were hunkered down in the room like most of the night. And when the governor came on the TV and just said, everybody go home and just pray, Pam broke down. She's like, and she called her mom, the governor of the state of Florida just told everybody go home and just pray. I'm like, yeah, we're not going anywhere. So hunker down. She went into the bathtub. I'm like, that's what you do for tornadoes. Like, she's like, it's going to be like a big tornado. I'm like, well, you're kind of right. I think, I don't know. We're not good we're from Missouri, man. I don't know. We're here and it's coming and we can't go anywhere now. So here we go. We had a couple boxes of M&M's donuts. I was like, we're set.
You have sustenance.
Dude, I was set. Those M&M's donuts were gold.
Of course, you can't drink the water in the room on a regular day, let alone
Florida water. Everybody Jones on
What are you saying?
I don't think it tastes bad. I think it's
literally you need to get your sense of smell and taste checked because it's horrible. I even don't like to brush my teeth anymore.
I don't know. I think it makes your bones stronger or something. Maybe.
What scientific principle is that? Melissa, yes, Florida water does taste like a fish. Yeah, 100%. Every time I smell it, I'm like, what is that smell?
Because they live. See, I think if you don't like Florida water, you've been there too much. You live there, you've been like. To me, it tastes like vacation.
I literally want to order a filter from Amazon that I can put in my shower head. I don't like it.
It tastes like sulfur.
Shoot it down
Yes, it
like a
smells-
hose. Give me a hose of Florida water.
The hose water when I was growing up tasted better than
Yeah, that's
Florida
true.
water. I would rather have hose water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, change the channel, then we promise we'll start.
For sure. Hose water it is.
For show. For show.
Oh,
Jay, I think it might rain. Jay, I just called you out. You gotta get out there and get a video like Jim Cantori. I don't know if you have to be bald, but that probably helps in a third. You got to get a batting helmet. That's the thing nowadays. Everybody has batting helmets on. Hockey helmet would probably be okay too.
What?
Oh wait, we got the weather channel.
They all have batting helmets on?
Yeah, like the weather people always wear batting helmets nowadays. Well, I mean, if there's stuff flying around, like with the landfall, it's probably good to have something on your, your nugget so you don't get smoked. Man, that traffic is crazy. I'm watching the weather channel. I can give updates throughout the show. 905 millibars. Category 5.
Though, here's my theory on all weather-related things. Like, so this is how it happens in Pennsylvania. If they predict that we're going to have a huge snowstorm,
when you guys get Category 5 hurricanes,
we never have it. We never have it. It is the snowstorms that they're like, we're going to get a light dusting of snow. That you wake up and it's like, there's a foot of snow.
That's true. Now that is 100% true. Yep. I agree with you there. And then when they say you're going to get a foot, it's green.
You get nothing, right? You get a foot. The schools preemptively cancel 100%. All of that, and it's like the most beautiful winter day you've ever seen with nothing. So
this dude looks like a buzzsaw the size of Texas coming at him with 180 mile an hour winds. I don't think that's happening. I'm just saying. I'm looking at the radar right now. It's gonna rain. This thing is not missing. Yeah. Yeah. This is happening. Okay, let's do the show. So this is 2569. So yeah, if you have questions, like look at that, Len knows the assignment. He's got a question already about the cake bake.
He rolls in and
he's got it. He's ready to go.
He's got a question, topical. He's on it. You can count on Len, listener of the week. There we go.
Exactly.
It should be listener of the week every week.
Well, you can't play teacher's pet too much, but he's a great guest at the Magic.
In our hearts, Len.
Absolutely. Here we go. Let's see. So we're 256. Oh, let me. Girls are in a football game. All right, here we go. Welcome to episode 2569 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great midweek here as you join us on the Be Our Guest Podcast. And of course, as we kick off today's show, as it is midweek, we know that things are getting a little bit rough down in Central Florida. And of course, across all of the Florida Peninsula. So we are thinking about all of our friends, and we have a lot of them down in Florida. Please do stay safe and do what you can to protect your family, your friends, and your property. We are, most of all, thinking of everybody down there. Of course, we always go down there to have fun. That's our place where many of us vacation and make so many great memories, but we know lots of folks do call that place home. A lot of our lizards are down there, friends, family. We're thinking about you. We're praying for you. So hang in there because Milton looks like a big one this time. So it's hitting today or tonight. So do stay safe. And if you need anything, please do let us know. But today we're here with you. We're going to continue on and answer your listener questions as we do and try to bring a smile to your face as you're doing that prep or maybe just kind of hanging out. Hopefully you have power, but if you don't, listen to us on your phone just to pass some time. So joining us from the mouseforless.com and a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, your friend and mine, we have Rikki. Rikki, happy Wednesday. What's up?
Happy Wednesday. And yes, I am so hoping that everyone stays safe. Obviously my family is all down in the Orlando-ish area. So, hoping that everything stay safe for them as well. I did offer my house up to my family, but they were like, no, we're going to ride the storm out. I said, okay, well, I'm here if you need me. So, I've definitely put the offer out there, but, I hope that everybody stays safe, takes this one seriously. Looks like people are, because this one definitely looks like it's no joke. So, my thoughts and prayers are with everyone down in Florida right now. And because it looks like it's going to wall up the whole state. So just thinking of everybody down there for sure.
We do record this one on Monday afternoons, kind of around dinner time. And as of now, it looks like Orlando International will be closed Wednesday morning. So as the show comes out, it'll be closed at that point, and we'll reopen when they deem things will be safe. At this point, Tampa Airport is also closed. So in Port Canaveral, you can follow them as well to kind of see the updates there. So just my best advice is to monitor social media outlets to get the latest information. Social media can be a place where a lot of times it can be trash, and especially when your football team. And just last Saturday, oh man, I had to stay off social media. Every team I looked at lost. But this is the time social media can keep you up to date, so that the latest information to keep you safe and to keep you updated with possibly dynamic travel plans over the next week or so. So Pam Forrester, I know you have some travel plans coming up yourself. She's the owner of the Magic for Less Travel. Pam, happy Friday or happy Wednesday. What's going on?
Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I do. We have a conference next week at Walt Disney World. So we'll see where that lands. But I'm really just thinking of the people who live there all the time, because they have to deal with this. And it's so hard to predict what will happen. But yes, the airport is closed Wednesday, but they also said that they would open as safe as it was able to do so. So I like that too. Make sure if you have travel plans coming up and you're planning on keeping those, just keep in touch with airline, hotels, whatnot. I know our team has been on the phone sort of moving and shifting vacations. And hopefully if you have one planned that's going to be over Wednesday, you can do that. And I think anything after that point in time, you're just going to need to see how it develops, what happens. So.
All right. So if you are down in Central Florida and you are at Walt Disney World, hunkering down, riding out the storm, I'm just going to ask you, just so that we can kind of all experience this and kind of see the updates, kind of boots on the ground. This is a great opportunity for us to I'll be there with you. Use our clubhouse and go over to beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. We have the live from Walt Disney World channel there. Just give us updates so we know that you're safe and what's going on. If you can post pictures, we can kind of all see what's going on there, because you're there at a historic time, and we can kind of all know that you're safe, check in with you, kind of see what the news, and we can report it here on the show. We just like to see what's going on there. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, we'd all be there with you and check that out. So if you're with us on Sunday night, you should join us on Sunday nights. If you don't, it's a great wrap to your weekend. Scott and I get together. We open up the phone lines. We talk about whatever's kind of in the news. It's always up to you guys. You give us calls. We just talk about whatever. Of course, we got the menu for the Cake Bake Shop, which is opened after 17 years of construction. Well, it's not open yet. It could open in the next 10 years. I don't know. But it looks like the walls will come down soon.
Maybe.
But we got the menu. And importantly, we got the prices of the items. Once I got the defibrillator off the floor there, we did talk about them, and it was pretty shocking. But Len has we're going to talk kind of about that on Friday a little bit. That's not going to be the whole show, because that's what we talked about on Sunday night, which you heard which you'll hear the replay tomorrow. It was a fun show talking about that. $9 chocolate milk. But so Len has a question. He says, I heard the construction walls are down and the menus posted to the cake shop at the boardwalk. What do you think the chances are that it'll be open for our trip the first week of December? So, Rikki, this is kind of your...
I would say if the walls are down and if, the menus are up, I would say that they're probably getting close-ish to opening. It's early October now, so I would say by December, you probably have a good shot of it being open. It looks like that would be the case. If I had to guess, I would say the end of this month, maybe beginning of next month, based off of, timelines of how long it might take for them to get training and stuff like that, because we haven't seen any cast members going in or out of that restaurant yet. So they may still be working on the inside of it. But yeah, I mean, we're getting closer and closer. So if you'd like to spend $18 on a kid's peanut butter and jelly, I guess there's your place to go.
You said it's a kid's peanut butter and jelly. I just had an Uncrustable here before the show to power through two.
It's true. Hey, yesterday Brian and I totally had peanut butter and jellies for lunch. So no shade on the PB&Js. I'm just saying.
PB&J might be one of the unsung heroes of American
Absolutely.
society.
100%. I would totally agree with that with you. Yes.
I seriously want to see this PB&J. I mean,
it better be the fanciest PB&J I've ever seen in my entire life.
But I mean, the thing is, like a PB&J at its best is just basic.
True.
Like, I think the more you fancy up a PB&J, the more you do it a disservice. That's a Mikeism right there.
I mean, the question is will this fancy PB&J have crust on or crust off? Because that's going to be an important question. I mean, obviously the Uncrustable is the unsung hero of the PB&J because.
And Uncrustable is awesome, right?
Yes.
But I also love crust. I mean, like you go to Texas Roadhouse, right? And you get the baked potato, right? You get the loaded baked potato as a side. Dude, that skin with all that salt that almost stops your heart is one of the best parts of the potato.
Total side note, has nothing to do with this conversation, really, but I just learned how to make baked potatoes in the air fryer, and let me tell you, it will change your life. Those are the best baked potatoes I've ever had in my entire life.
I think I'm the only person in America that does not have an air fryer.
So I did not have an air fryer until I ordered a car seat base for Lucy on Amazon, and they accidentally sent me an air fryer. So I wasn't planning on getting one either, but I got one for free basically. So I was like, okay, I'll use the air fryer.
So Rikki's got a hot air fryer. Okay, real quick, we gotta go on to the next question. PB&J better with crust, without crust?
So for me, it depends on the bread.
Ooh, that's a good call.
I know, but so if it's like a good sourdough or something like that, I definitely want the crust on. And if it's like a good wheat bread too, a good one, not like, some are sketch, some are not really wheat bread, some are like brown. It's just like, and I'm like, that's not necessarily whole wheat bread.
You're masking yourself as wheat bread today.
Right. It's like wheat adjacent.
Yes.
But yeah, so if it's like a real and it has like seeds and stuff on it, like I do like the crust on that too. But here's the bigger question to go back around on this. Are we crunchy or creamy peanut butter? Because I think there's only one answer.
There is only one answer, and I think I'm probably wrong. And that's creamy for me.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, I see. I told you I was probably wrong. But I also toast my bread. I like a good toasted peanut butter and jelly. So it's gotta be toasted.
I go either peanut butter. I mean, the creamy is nice and easy to smear, but the crunchy I can do that too in a pinch. It doesn't.
No, I'm not.
I love peanut butter. God, you go. Okay, anyway, we got to get to the next question. But I will say, Rhonda Lee's the boom.
This has turned into a really weird podcast already. Sorry, guys.
We're gonna start the Peanut Butter Lovers podcast. And sorry if you're allergic.
Yes, I love this.
Yes, I do too.
Dude,
the different jellies.
Oh my
yes. Apple butter is where it's at. If you're really looking for that fancy peanut butter
raspberry.
I'm saying right here, I'm pulling it right out of my trash can. I just had this. I mean, boom, right there, the Uncrustable wrapper. It's in my belly right now. But I'm about to go down to Dairy Queen and get me a peanut butter blizzard because I'm telling you, man, it's you're hurting me right now.
So Melissa just game changed too. She says her daughter likes air fried Uncrustables.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness! I need to try that now. That sounds amazing.
On about 15 comments earlier, she said she likes her PB&J with Doritos inside, but also Lay's work. Okay, so we got to get back on track here because we're going to get drawn out of the places and travel category and be a foodie podcast.
That's not us.
We're not. This is not foodie. This is PB&J's, but PB&J again underrated all the time. Kaylee has a question. Hey, Mike, I have a couple questions involving wine and dine park reservations, virtual queues, and a couple of other things. I'm hoping I can help. You can help with. Okay, here we go. We're a group of 5 moms. We're running the Wine and Dine Half Marathon for the first time. That's awesome. By the way, if you get hungry on the course, Uncrustables Power you up every time. Just saying. This show brought to you by Smuckers.
Yeah, exactly. Can we get a sponsorship today? Like, seriously, let's go.
Unofficially, but here we go. Contact me. It has to be good. All right. One of the moms is a military spouse, and she purchased tickets for the group. This is her first time to the parks. Well, thank you for her service. That's awesome. Will we need to do anything to verify her status? I don't think so at that point, right? She's got the tickets. They're good to go, right, Pam? I haven't dealt with those tickets. I know.
We don't deal with those tickets because we can't. We can't sell them. So if you pick them up at the base, I believe you do have to show some kind of ID even when you get to the park.
I thought you had to do it to buy them. I didn't know you had to do them at the park.
Yeah,
I think you do because you can't. Someone can't just buy them and then give them to somebody else. They want to prevent that.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So yeah, I believe so.
So
I think you're right, Pam.
Military active. I think it's active or retired military ID. I believe.
Yeah, and she can check with wherever she bought them from.
Yeah.
And they're only allowed to buy a certain number per year too. So I do know that, but we don't have all the specifics on those because we can't sell those tickets.
Yep. All right. The next question: the tickets require park reservations, kind of like us with annual passes. If you have annual passes, which we've made for Animal Kingdom, that's Sunday. We would like to go to Epcot around 6 p.m. that evening for the post-race party, and we would love to ride Guardians. Can we try for the virtual queue Sunday morning, even though we have a reservation at Animal Kingdom? Can we purchase the multi-pass so we can hop on some rides at Animal Kingdom and Epcot with minimal lines, even though we don't have a park hopper? Okay, so I'm trying to think. Well, let's see if this clears it up. Finally, what kind of line situation will they have for Guardians of the Galaxy during the party? Still virtual queue or lightning lane, or will there be a standby option? Any other tips you have for Wine and Dine weekend, please share. A few of us have done marathon weekend, but this race is a new one for all of us. See you there, Kaylee. I apologize if this is a repeat. I tried to email a couple of weeks ago, but it got kicked back. Okay, so now I'm trying to think. I'm wondering if she's talking about because Wine and Dine has that post-race party.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think. And there will probably not be. Yeah, they're.
Yeah. So for that, I'm guessing that Guardians would be a standby for that post-race party.
If it's open.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to last year because I know obviously Guardians was open last year, and I don't recall what happened with the party last year, but something tells me that it was standby.
I think that was the first time
it was
ever
open.
Standby.
I think that's right.
It was such a big deal that it was on social media. It blew up because the first time it ever was standby was that party.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like that. I'm trying to.
That's why I think it's sticking out of my memory. Yeah.
And I will also say that there have been some after party events, not saying that it is this, but some after party events where it was not open too. You know, I don't know if it was just like, I can't remember which one, but I know there was some event that took place where it was not open. So it may not have been that, but chances are they're not going to have the virtual queue open for that. So I don't think you'll have to worry about it that morning. I think the other thing to note is that if you don't have park hoppers, you can't hop with, you wouldn't be able to buy Lightning Lane multi-park without the park hopper like that. There wouldn't be any reason for that. So.
Well, and here's the thing too, that party is not part of like, it doesn't have anything to do with your Magic Your Way tickets. That is right. So if you run the half marathon, you get that ticket for included with your race registration. You can also buy that ticket for a guest through Run Disney. Like that is something you can purchase a la carte. But it is not a Magic Your Way. Like a park hopper will not get you over to that. You cannot hop into that party. That party is like a hard ticket event. You get it for running the half marathon, or you can buy it for a guest. So you cannot use it for like, there will be no lightning lanes that night.
Right. Exactly.
So this is like, don't worry about like your question about going to Animal Kingdom in the morning and trying to schedule lightning lanes for that evening. You will not be able to do that. So that is not on the table.
to kind of clarify, although it's not a huge clarification, but this was posted on the Plan Disney page in March of 2024. It does say, well, I can't say for certain what 2024 will include for the after party. In the past, popular attractions like Guardians of the Galaxy, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Frozen, and Test Track have been available. Obviously, Test Track won't be available this year, but it does look like Guardians will be. I'm trying to figure out, though, if it will be available for just standby, but the way that sounds, it sounds like it will be standby. So that's my guess.
Yeah, my best advice is just go to Animal Kingdom that morning as you want to do that. Do as much as you can. And if you want to get, Lightning Lane for that day over there to just minimize your waits at Animal Kingdom so that you can, get through Safari and Festival of Lion King and, what have you, whatever you want to do over there, that's fine. But the party is a separate ticket. It's meant to be kind of a celebration for the runners after the race and the race weekend. And it's to go and it's sample it's wine and dine half marathon. So basically it's there to have the food and wine kiosks open so you can snack and drink, and select attractions will be open with minimal waits. But you won't have to worry about lightning lanes. That's kind of the goal of the party.
Exactly. Most of these tickets that are considered standalone tickets, which are like for parties or Mickey's Very Merry or Mickey's Not So Scary, you don't have to worry about the park hopping aspect of it because lightning lanes aren't available during that time anyways. So if you have a park ticket that's a single park ticket, you can only visit one park. It does not have park hopping included. You don't have to worry about that because lightning lanes won't be offered for these standalone party tickets. So
I just realized something too. By the way, as I'm looking at our 3-shot here on the video, and you can check it out at youtube.com/BRGS podcast. We are a video podcast if you ever want to see us. I don't know why you would, but you can. I'm wearing a purple shirt. I mean, Smuckers. Come on now. Like,
wow.
I look like a big grape. I mean, character. I mean, come on. It has to be good. Come on.
If you wear a peanut butter and jelly costume, I think then we got it.
I think I might still have that app on my phone with that dancing banana from back in the day. Because I could just crack Mallory up when she was like 1.5. Like when she would be crying in the back seat screaming, I'd hit the peanut butter and jelly guy, and he'd be like, peanut butter jelly time. Remember that thing? That was like all the rage.
Yes.
Start cracking up.
Yes.
I think get her to stop crying. Anyway, I'm old. All right. She's 16 now. Sean has a question. It says, hey, Monday BOGP crew. Okay. Yes. I don't know if that's a typo or if he's just super clever. I can start booking dining on Wednesday. Hope you were successful this morning. Or if you're listening on Tuesday night, get ready. Okay. I hope to book a candlelight processional dining package for Beer Garden. When I look online, it doesn't look like packages are available to purchase yet. When do they normally go on sale? Should I book a Beer Garden reservation this week just to make sure I have it, then cancel after the dining packages are released, and I hopefully get what I want at that time? Thanks for your guidance, Sean. He's in the mitten. Go Lions, Tigers, and no Bears. Oh my.
There you go.
Sean is clever. Look at that. That's pretty slick. I like that sign off. All right, Rikki, give some thoughts.
So this year has definitely been a little more drawn out for the Candlelight Processional. It is certainly one of the most searched topics I know on the Mouse for Less. When is Candlelight Processional coming? When are the narrators being announced? Especially because I think that it was shared that obviously the window for that 60-day window for making dining reservations is rapidly approaching. I have a feeling that Disney had probably planned on announcing the Candlelight Processional information this week. I have a feeling they're probably not, as of right now, going to be announcing it this week. I have a feeling it'll probably be at the earliest the end of this week. By the way,
stop. Breaking news. It is currently 76 and partly cloudy at Cape Canaveral, Florida, as I monitor the weather here in the studio. Go ahead.
Thanks for that. Yeah. So I have a feeling if there's not a ton of damage that happens in the Orlando area, they might swing in and do the Candlelight Processional announcement on Friday. However, I don't see it happening until probably next week at the earliest at this point. So you haven't missed it. They haven't released candlelight processional dining packages yet. So I mean, here's the deal. The reservations for candlelight processional dining package and the reservations for just regular ADRs are two separate buckets. So if you make a reservation for a beer garden right now, it's not going to even matter for a candlelight processional. You can't like transfer it into a candlelight processional dining package like if you're there and be like, I'd like to use this. So I would just wait until they actually announce when candlelight processional dining packages will be released. But that's just me. Unless you really, really, really have to eat at beer garden and don't care. And, you know, if you can get in later and see candlelight processional maybe by standby and you want to go that route, then, you know, that's up to you. But I would personally just wait until candlelight processional dining packages come out. But yeah, I have a feeling that they were probably supposed to be announced this week. I don't think they're going to be now. So I could be wrong. I could have just
they might just trust me. They've killed people like me with things like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I just don't know that a lot of people will be working at Disney in their media relations department at the moment. So.
Yeah, that's true. But
yeah,
sometimes
which would be usually when how they would post that stuff. So yeah.
So yeah, and Sean, I will say this: go Lions, go Tigers. But here's the thing: I will tell you as far as your other question, the other stuff outside of sports. The thing you got going in your favor is that you're going after Beer Garden. Beer Garden is not a high demand restaurant, even though it is awesome what you're going to hear on Friday's show. It's one of my picks.
It is it is a good one.
It's a great place to go to eat, but it is not on everybody's radar. So
no,
everybody that's listening to today's show, all millions of us, I won't tell you, but our numbers are in the millions right now. Don't tell people so that we keep it in between us.
Gotcha.
Just saying. Okay. Otherwise it blows the whole thing. Okay. Next question. It is from Robert Bouchard in the chat, and he is tuned in on Facebook, and we appreciate him so very much. It says Disneyland first timers for New Year's Eve. You guys didn't even get excited, dude. He's going to he's going to Disneyland for the first time and New Year's Eve. That's twice. Okay.
I said, woo! You missed it. Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Need recommendations for ADRs. Reservation window is quickly approaching on November 1st. Staying at the Disneyland Hotel. Booked through the excellent Ben Lappin at the Magic for Less. I will say he is most excellent.
He is absolutely excellent. Yes.
He's going to be my cabin mate on a cruise coming up soon.
Ooh.
I know. We're going to have to dress like pirates or something.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a little worried about this actually.
Well, dude, I mean, he's got the for real beard.
He does have the for real beard going.
He's already 95% there. Like, I mean, I can look like a pirate, but like Pam won't be there to put on the finishing touches. So I don't know how it's going to work. But anyway, back to the question.
Well, ask Ben to help. I'm sure he would be happy to.
No, I'm not. That's just, I can't go there. Just can't do it. So, Disneyland Hotel, by the way, dude, you are doing it so right because that's my favorite hotel. First time to Disneyland. And Melissa already said it in the chat. You gotta go Blue Bayou if you can get. Isn't there a song something Bayou like I could sing like something Bayou?
Yeah, like a Linda Ronstadt song or
I'm not gonna
something
go there,
like that.
but I could. But Blue Bayou is the greatest. I mean, you got to go there, and I'm telling you got to get a Monte Cristo and a Hurricane. And I'm telling you what, you are in Disneyland bliss. It is perfection.
Should you say get a Hurricane with the Hurricane? Never.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Too soon. Bad timing. I shouldn't have said that, but it is the drink to have there. I'm not even a drinker, but like you have to have one at the Blue Bayou, and it's not even probably a good one because it comes out of like a tapper. Like it's not like they even mix it. Like it's like they get a Coke Zero out of the machine. They just go to there's like Diet Coke, Sprite, Coke Zero, Hurricane, and they just fill your thing. But who cares? You're having a Monte Cristo. You're having steak fries, you're having a Hurricane, and boats are going by and you hear crickets. It's perfect.
Yep.
I mean,
it is. And I looked it up. Roy Orbison is the original
there you go.
songwriter. I was like, I remembered my mom playing the Linda Ronstadt version. I must be of that era of some point. So yes.
We try. Okay, so that's my pick for an 80. There's so many good places to eat at Disney. I mean, I used to say it's all about the counter service, which it really is, in the snacks, but there's so many good ADRs to grab. So Pam, give a couple.
So I think that Lamplight Lounge is something that is definitely on the list of things to try. You can even get sometimes a package there, depending on what's being offered at that point in time. But it sort of sits out there on the water. It's beautiful. It's over at Disney's California Adventure. If you're looking for fine dining, Napa Rose is definitely the place to go. You're going to have a fantastic meal there. They have great wine, great beer, great other drinks, but their food is just spectacular and it's a fun time. It is pricey, but I think it's worth absolutely trying if you're looking for that kind of meal. Another thing that I think is unique to Disneyland and something that is definitely worth doing is Goofy's Kitchen. It's just fun, first of all. I mean, it really is just a fun location. They have their breakfast buffet is extensive and it is way more than breakfast. On top of it, they have peanut butter and jelly pizza, s'mores pizza.
We can't get away from it because of my purple.
It's gonna weave itself throughout our podcast.
It has to be good. I'm just saying.
Right? They do. But then they have like chicken and waffles and all different kinds of things, salads. It's way more than breakfast foods if you want to try that. I think you're going to love the Disneyland Hotel. I think especially for a Disney fan, it is the place to stay, really, because it has so much nostalgia and there's just so much to see and do there. We also love Grand Californian, and the new Pixar place is fantastic as well. So lots of good choices there now, but I think you made a great choice staying at the Disneyland Hotel.
Everybody's raving
about the other ones in the future.
Yeah, Great Maple. Everybody's raving about Great Maple place.
Great Maple is
been there, but everybody's raving about that.
Yeah, and to answer Len's question, by the way, it is creamy pizza, not crunchy pizza, for the peanut butter fans. Sorry, just thought I'd share that. Pizza. He's asking, is it the peanut butter and jelly pizza? Is it creamy peanut butter or crunchy peanut butter? It's creamy.
About pizza. What are you talking about pizza?
Did you not hear that Pam said that they had PB&J pizza on the menu at Goofy's?
No,
were you not paying attention? Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I was reading the chat. My bad.
Yeah, see that? I was gonna say, I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you playing with me? Did you not just hear it? Or mention peanut butter and jelly?
Dude, sometimes the chat gets going so fast. I'm trying to do everything. I'm like at master control here. It's hard.
Well, I answered the question, so it was an important question.
That talking about peanut butter and jelly pizza? What are you talking about?
Yes.
I heard peanut butter and jelly, and I started thinking about my purple shirt again. I got crazy. Sorry.
Pizza, peanut butter and jelly pizza.
Changing the next question because there's too many. Anyway, the next question had a whole bunch of
questions about peanut butter and jelly.
No, it had a whole bunch of like.
Acronyms?
Math. It had a ton. We might have to answer because we're not to the end of the show yet. So maybe. Here's a question. Actually, it's a comment from Kathy, one of my great guests over at the Magic for Less. And she was asking me a question about, because it's about Lookout Key and, going to Lighthouse Point. And she said, so I'm getting ready to book my cruise. And I need to know, as everybody asks, like if you're going to Castaway Key, everybody wants starboard side. So you look out over Castaway Key, right? It's like, where do I book on the ship? Because I want to be looking out. And I'm like, to be honest, the ship hasn't been there that many times. I'm not 100% positive. And I was like, I'm going to ask Pam Forrester. And she came back and she said, we're at Lookout Key today. I want to clarify something I mentioned in an earlier email concerning which side of the ship faces the island when docked. I had seen several blogs covering the island, and the ship was always facing the island on the port side. However, when we docked today, the starboard side faced the island.
Of course.
I asked one of the officers if that was normal. He said it depended on what the captain wanted to do. Sometimes it was parked with the port side facing the island, and sometimes starboard. Today, they were doing some painting on the starboard side, so parked it with the starboard side next to the dock. Sometimes the wind direction will dictate which side faces the island. It sounds like there's no guarantee which side of the island will be facing. Just thought your guests might like to know. Thanks, Kathy. So Pam, is that more likely at Lighthouse Point that it's kind of more left to the captain's discretion? Because I know it's kind of, they always point so they can get out of Castaway Key. Like they always kind of back in there, but
they do. At this point, they do. And when they first started, they didn't. They pulled in.
Yeah, that's
But yes, this is what I've heard about Lookout Point. That it absolutely can depend on a number of different things. So there's no right or wrong in terms of choosing a side that is guaranteed, and they're absolutely not guaranteed. I think as travel agents, one of the things that comes up sometimes is like, is something like this guaranteed? And unless there's something written, it is not guaranteed, especially when it comes to cruising, because so many things can impact a cruise. But in this particular case, it's really not, because there are so many different things that can influence that. The great news is regardless of whatever side your stateroom is on, if you go up top, you'll have a great view of the island. And the other thing to note is, unlike at Castaway Cay, where you're a little closer, I think, to seeing some things, when you're at Lookout Point there, Lookout Point, right? Why do I always feel like no matter how I say that, I'm screwing it up?
Point. I know it's so.
Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. Yeah, that's it.
Nope. You just did it.
Did I?
You can't do that when I'm taking a drink of soda. It's I almost spit it out on the air. It's Lookout Cay. You said Lookout Cay, like some kind of rookie.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a total rookie. Yeah. Lookout Cay.
I know, but that's the thing.
I'm like, oh my God, you just made soda almost come out my nose. You said Cay. Are you kidding me?
But yeah, so that's the case here. But when you're there, you're not quite as close, and you don't have, it's like Castaway Cay has this sort of expansive half moon sort of view. It's not quite the same when you're there. So just to,
that's what I was thinking, because it is more of a traditional, like it's more of like a dock than a pier, right? I mean, it's just like it's like a slip almost, right? It's not like, I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
It just seems like it seems like it's easier to park like either way there. Well, I guess it's the same.
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely it is. Because you're sort of parking like right here. You know what I mean?
How to park, like we know how to park 1,000-foot cruise ship. Yeah, I can barely back the my wife's Blazer in the driveway because it has the backup camera. I'm so old I can't use a backup camera. When I use the backup camera, I'm all over the place. With my Jeep that's from 2012 with no cameras, no electronic anything, where I just turn my shoulder or turn my neck, I can back that thing in like a champ. I hate that.
Our car has some way like of where the cameras all assemble the views,
and
it looks like it's like looking at it from all. And the first time we were like, "Where is this picture?"
It's just God showing your. I know, how does that work? I'm still again old because I've seen like those things, and I'm like, where's that camera? Because is that thing like in space? I mean, like,
yes, it stitches it all together. Yeah, you get an overhead view of where you're parking, and I'm always like, then at some point I'm like, I just became content with, I don't understand. It's there though, and I use it all the time. Now I don't know that I'd be able to drive without it. Like no matter where I am, when I'm like pulling into a spot, I can see the lines on either side of me. When I'm pulling into my garage, I can see. It's crazy, but I'm just like, it must stitch all the pictures together. So
it's gotta. That is, who knows? I like my good old Jeep with no cameras. And by the way, Melissa says she just likes to watch the dock runners at the other ports from her veranda. So she loves, getting that is, that's bad mojo, because someday it could be you that's trying to do the 100-yard dash. That's like, oh my God, but watch it didn't get the right time zone, and I'm an hour behind, and you're. That sounds like my kid. Yeah, you don't want to hear that anyway. But shout out to Kim, our favorite photographer at Walt Disney World, getting ready to see somebody named Joey Fatoni.
I'm gonna stab you.
No,
stop it.
I'm like on a sugar high for my Uncrustable night.
But you know what? He did sing "I Want It That Way" last night, so which is Backstreet Boys. So him and AJ are friends. It's fine.
All right, how about one last question for today's show? It's actually, I think
I do know he's your neighbor, Melissa.
He is. That guy was on all the game shows for a while.
Yes.
Isn't he the guy that was on all the game shows and like hosted them?
Yes, he was. He's also friends with the Impractical Jokers guys, so he's on that show a lot too.
One year, Christmas cards went out with Joey Fatone and I because I had met him.
Really? Oh my God.
Nicely done.
That was so random.
That would be mine. That would be mine. I'd be like, I got a picture with Joey Fatone. It's fine.
We had breakfast pizza. No, not breakfast pizza. Peanut butter pizza. We're trying to be sponsored by Smuckers and Pam's Christmas card with Joey Fatone.
Fatone,
whatever. And he ran a race. I think he did the marathon one year.
He's been, and then he actually used to have I think he still has a food truck, but he used to have like a restaurant. Or it was in the mall. It was hot dogs. It's called Fat Ones.
I want to say maybe he was at Disneyland at the Italian pizza place last year when we were there.
It's possible.
Yeah, he's a big Disney fan.
He goes
Disney
all
fan. The time.
Yeah.
I want to say he was.
I actually read that he just met his girlfriend at their first date was at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, which I was like, oh my God, that makes me love you even more. That's fantastic.
All right,
that sounds like a bad first date. I'm just saying, like that's not a good, like a theme park. Yes. Halloween Horror Nights. No.
It gets you to, snuggle up next to somebody, I guess. I don't know.
Well, on my first date, I'm not sure I'm wanting to do that. We're still just figuring things out on the first date. Wham or no wham?
But he was thinking he wanted facts.
Oh my God, this show is totally taking a turn.
Oh, here we go. It's a question. It just says Disney wish theory. So here we go. It's from Matthew. Hey, Mike, Scott, Scotty G, Ricky, and Pam. You were talking about the Disney Cruise Line fleet and which ships are people's favorite. You said that if you went on the Magic or the Dream class ship, your favorite ship won't be the Wish. But if your first cruise is on the Wish, then you'll love the Wish. So we had a conversation. Maybe we had this on a Sunday night. That we think we've come up with a theory that if you sail the Wish first, you fall in love with the Wish. But if you don't sail the Wish first, you tend to enjoy the other ships better. Maybe. That's kind of a theory that I think we had. Here's what he says. I hate to burst your bubble, but this past BOGP Cruise 6 was our first Disney Cruise Line cruise. And let's just say we thought many things could have been better thought out. We got locked in the adults area after our whiskey tasting in the Cove Cafe. And I thought may still be a little bitter about the bartender refusing to make me an old fashioned after my shave in the Hooks Barbary because he was setting up for a tasting that didn't take place for 45 minutes. But you are missing the most obvious flaw in your theory. Hello. The Disney Wish is Pam Forrester's favorite ship. With how many ships she's been on, she still has made it very clear that this is her favorite ship. We hope to sail a different ship in the future. Right now, we're sailing the Inside Passage on the Discovery Princess for a 5th anniversary. Take care, all. Matt and Mary Rose from Rochester, New York. So what do you think about his theory, though, about that if you sail the Wish first, and Pam, you say the Wish is your favorite right now of all the ships. Mine is currently the Fantasy. If I had to pick, like if they said you can go on any ship, the Fantasy. Ricky, what would you say your favorite ship is of all the ships if you had to pick?
I would say either probably the Dream or the Fantasy. And yeah, I mean, the Dream was the first ship that obviously I went on. So I think I would go Dream or Fantasy with that one. I mean, they're sister ships, so I really could take either one at this point.
And I think what happened, like his thing with the Hooks Barbary and the setting.
Yeah, I can see how that would.
That could have happened on any ship. I think that sometimes they're just trying to get everything done, knocked down, reset for the next tasting and seminar and all that. I think throw that aside, that could happen on any ship. But let's think about his theory, because the Wish is set up different with like things are spread out around the ship, like everything's not aft for the adults, like as far as nighttime entertainment, it is a different feel to it. So if you are kind of used to the magic, the wonder, the dream, the fantasy, the layout, where you're just super comfortable with that, and you get on the Wish, you kind of have to relearn things. Pam Forrester, what do you say to Matt's theory?
I think it's an interesting thing. I think for me, the reason why I like the Wish the best is I feel like it has more to do, period. And that's what I'm looking for at this point, especially as someone who cruises a few times every year. I mean, I'll be honest, on different lines too. I'm looking for stuff to do. Plus, I really like the concierge level on the Wish. For me, I think that's something that's important, and it's the by far on the Wish, it's fantastic. Like, it's so much better. I can't wait to see what they do with the Dream when they pull it back in. I think there's an opportunity there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know not everyone is going to sail concierge because you're looking to do different things, but on the Wish, when it's on 3 and 4 night sailings, I think that makes it for me what I'm going to choose to do. But that's the thing I like about Disney. Like, there is a ship for everyone. If you're looking for a smaller ship experience, you have the Magic and the Wonder from which to choose. If you're looking for maybe a different experience than the Wish, and they are a little smaller ships, then you have the Dream and the Fantasy, and then you're going to have the Wish and the Treasure. The other thing I really enjoy about the Wish is that they thought about their spaces and how they can use them for different things. Sometimes on some of the other ships, some of those spaces are sort of locked in for what they were built for, right? They don't have a lot of opportunity to do things. And on the Wish, they do. And the theming in some of those spaces, for me, really does it. Like, I know maybe you aren't going to go to Hyperspace Lounge 100 times, right? But I think that because it is just a small space, they would have the ability to sort of change that up without maybe taking the whole ship out of commission. I don't know. We'll have to see. It depends on how much needs done. But I really like for instance, how the Bayou Bar, which the name is escaping me, but that space really is sort of out there and can be used for many different things during the day. But I get that everyone's going to have their favorite ship. And sometimes I'm like, I don't always like saying mine because people are like, well, that must be a great one because she travels all the time. It just is when I say it's my favorite, I mean that because it's my favorite for me, for the way that I travel, for the way I travel with my family. So
I like that they're different. Like, I love that they're different. You know, they have.
Me too.
I don't like that there's not a track like that goes all the way around. That bugs me to death as a runner. But not everybody's a runner, so I get that. Not every ship's gonna be for everybody. Like, that's totally cool. That is me though. That drives me nuts. That is not for everybody though. Like, I just went and used a treadmill, and I was totally fine because I run a treadmill every day. It didn't bother. They have great treadmills. They have a huge fitness center. It's awesome on the bridge. And like Hyperspace Lounge was great. What's the place next to it? I forget. Nightingales. That was nice.
Nightingales is beautiful.
We had a martini tasting. Fancy Mike did martini tasting there. It was great. The Tiana's Bayou place was awesome. I mean, it is beautiful. Right. I prefer the Tube in Evolution though to their adult area. I'll be honest. Like, I mean, there's things that are just pluses and minuses. To me, the Fancy and the Dream feel bigger than the Wish. I don't know why that is. They feel bigger.
They're like singular spaces sometimes are bigger, I think. Like, the Wish has more intimate settings.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yes.
And I have this theory that the Wish was developed more during COVID, where like things were more like compact, like they were trying to keep things in like compartmentalized. And maybe I can't imagine though that you would build a ship that's gonna be around for 40 years, like with that in mind, because that was only a small segment in time. But I feel like it's a COVID developed ship because it's got smaller spaces. I don't know. That's something I said.
Yeah, and it just has more of them. I think that's probably what they were looking to do, is find a way to fit more unique spaces in. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah. And who knows? Like, we'll see in a little bit how I feel about the Treasure too.
That's true. That's true. I think the Treasure,
the same layout as the Wish.
Yeah,
but it's going to have different aesthetics and different themes.
Different themes.
And I'm super excited for the Haunted Mansion overlay in a location, and like the Adventurers Club take kind of experience in Coco, as opposed. I mean, how exhausted will I be in that restaurant compared to woohoo? It's like, dude. I mean,
enough Frozen. Let's go. And let it go for sure.
I had this discussion over dinner the other night with Pam. Will they serve Mexican food in that restaurant?
I believe yes. I believe I believe the menus have come out a little bit, and I believe the answer is yes.
Seriously, like burritos?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's burritos, but I mean it's Mexican inspired. Like it would probably be like San Angelin, where it's traditional Mexican dishes, not
hang on,
not like enchiladas or something like that. Like it's gonna be like traditional.
Mike's favorite ship is now the Disney Treasure.
Yeah, that I figured.
You'll have to wait and see. But I think it's just going to be, that they'll continue to innovate in this space, and there'll be things that people like about it and things that people don't about each and every ship. And I think it really is such a personal choice. So.
All right, we're going to leave it there, but the conversation continues right now. So coming over to the clubhouse, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. Give us updates if you are down in Walt Disney World. If you're in Central Florida, stay safe. We're thinking of you, but hopefully we've entertained you here for a little bit. Just kind of take your mind off things. And if you have a question, drop that in the inbox, mike@beourguestpodcast.com. Don't forget our show is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure. Whether it's down to Walt Disney World, out to Disneyland, sailing with the Disney Cruise Line, or seeing the world with Adventures by Disney. The best part, no additional cost to you and great first-class concierge level service each and every time. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make all these shows possible. We could not do this without you. You can support us just $5 a month. And for that, you get a bonus show every week. It's called Mike in the Midwest. Coming over this week, we'd love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give us a follow on the social media. I'm at beourguestmike. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs. Pam's at TMFLT Pam. Instagram, Twitter, Threads. Give us a follow over there. And of course, we'll see you over in the clubhouse. And join us this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central for the BOGP open line. And you can find us in 5 places: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I forgot where we were, but give us a call. We'll be talking Disney this Sunday night to wrap up another fun weekend. All right, we're going to jump out of here. We'll be back again on Friday. Now on Friday, to counter the $28 egg sandwich that's coming to you at the Cake Bake Shop. And that might be your jam. It's not mine. Jam is probably another $7 upgrade.
I was going to say, is that served with peanut butter?
It's good. That was good. I appreciate you.
No problem.
You're on your game. Mm-hmm. You just made me almost lose my train of thought there. I'm wrapping things. I'm trying to land the plane, but you almost messed me up there, Smuckers. It has to be good. One more plug. But here's the deal. The counter, you got to have a yin and a yang. The big price is over at the Cake Bake Shop. We're looking for the best value in dining at Walt Disney World. We're not looking for the cheapest, but where you get the best bang for your buck when it comes to both counter service and table service around Walt Disney World. So we're going to have that discussion on Friday. So come on back, because we want to make those dollars go farther when it comes to your filling that tummy at Walt Disney World. So be ready. We're talking dining on Friday and getting your most value for your buck. We good? We talking Uncrustables again? I don't think so.
No,
maybe.
Probably not.
I don't think so either.
I think we're good.
Who knows? We'll definitely talk Mexican food. All right, so come on back Friday. Until then, for Ricky and Pam, I'm Mike. Wishing you a great Wednesday. Y'all stay safe. Seriously, please do. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Save that. EPISODE 2569. How about an MP3?
I heard like a laugh track.
That's a laugh track.
No, it was like, or it sounded like a TV laugh track. That's not really laughing. That's true.
That's what I do every time I book a trip. Every time I book a trip, I make a deposit around here. I do that.
You do they clap it up for you there in the office.
Every time I hit a credit card for like a deposit, I'm like, oh yeah, go Mike. Somebody's going to Walt Disney World today. Woohoo! Even if it's in 2025, somebody's getting to go to Florida. Okay, here we go. 2571. Big value. Oh, goodness. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2571 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend already. And again, we're thinking about our friends and our extended family down in Central Florida. Hope you are doing all right. And that the worst of the storm has passed on by, and that recovery is happening. But we're going to have a topic here today. We're going to talk a little Disney dining and hopefully take your mind off things and talk about our favorite place, Walt Disney World. So joining me today, your friend and mine. You can find her over at themouseforless.com and, of course, a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com as well. We have Rikki. Rikki, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. And yep, hoping that everything was okay, and definitely thinking about everybody down in Florida right now. So
that is correct.
Yes.
So what is happening up in Georgia where you picked apples last week?
We did. Yeah.
You guys got picked peaches or something.
No, I'm not I'll eat peaches, but I am not the biggest it's got to be like the peaches and the syrup and stuff like that. That's like my jam, but I'm not big on just eating a peach by itself. But anyway, no, I was actually, we went apple picking last weekend, and I was so enamored with the fact that Lucy was so into apple picking. She wanted to carry the bag. She wanted to put the apples in it herself. And I'm telling you, this bag got really heavy. Even Brian and I were carrying it. I'm like, how is this baby carrying this bag? But she was muscling it, man. She was doing awesome. So yeah, she was so into the apple picking this weekend. So that was good. I'm not sure if I remember right. I think my in-laws might be in town this weekend. It's either this weekend or next weekend. And I know there's, I think, an Oktoberfest thing that they want to do. So that might be what we do this weekend. I'm not entirely sure though. So fall, October is here. And I feel like there's something every weekend from now until the end of the year at this point. So it's just going to be a crazy, crazy next 2 months for sure. For sure. So
what's funny is here in St. Louis, we have a lot of Oktoberfests, but they happen in September. It's bizarre.
That is bizarre.
I know. It's
it's not October.
I know. It's just a reason to spell October weird and drink beer.
Yeah.
I noticed that. We have a lot of German area. We live in a very German area.
Yes.
And
yes.
Lots of Oktoberfests. And I'm German, but I don't like beer.
We have Helen, Georgia here, and that's famous for their Oktoberfest, but you will not find me anywhere close to Helen, Georgia during Oktoberfest because it is just nuts, crazy, crazy busy. So the whole town is themed to that Bavarian, literally every building looks like a Bavarian, it came out of your Bavarian dreams. I don't know. It's so crazy, but so awesome too. It's really
probably like Herman here in
probably,
Missouri.
Yeah.
Herman's sweet.
Yeah.
Herman, Missouri, out on I-70. All right. Also joining us, we have the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, what does the weekend have in store for you out in PA?
Oh, so I'm supposed to be down in FL, so we'll see how that goes.
I almost gave another set of letters there, but it'd be NS.
I know. So I don't know. We're just gonna see. We're just gonna see what the storm does, and play it by ear, as they say. But yes, I have a conference coming up next week, so that's where we're supposed to be. But we had some beautiful fall weather last weekend. One of the weekends where you're like, okay, I remember this is why we live here. It's really gorgeous, and it's just beautiful. Our sunsets have been spectacular every night. So it was easy to be grateful for a lot of things, but and in the fall, fall's a great time of year, I think, especially when you live where we do, where we get the change of seasons and whatnot. The leaves are starting to change, so all of that's pretty spectacular. So.
this is one of the better times to live because when it's January, we're like, okay, yeah, you guys.
Yeah. Why do we live here? So
right
someone play this episode for me.
Right now, we're living the high life because you get the crisp mornings, the warm afternoons, the leaves are beautiful. Like it's pretty, right now it's prime where we live in this,
exactly. We can brag on it a little bit, but it doesn't happen very often.
It's pretty sweet right now. I will admit that this is pretty good stuff. That was because Monday Night Football was in Pittsburgh Monday night. I will say, theory is, I saw people there was thunder and lightning, like serious lightning on TV, but people were holding terrible towels over their heads. Those things keep you safe from lightning, apparently.
Absolutely, yes. I think they have mystical properties. I mean, they've been around for forever, right?
I think this person may be killed down there in the lower bowl, but they have a terrible towel over their head. So I guess God does not strike down Steelers fans.
Myron Cope did those for us. So.
I do not know. Anyway, so they were playing the Cowboys, man. It's God's team, so I wouldn't tempt fate. But that's neither here nor there because we got two powerful fan bases. I don't want to mess with either. So let's talk. Let's get back on topic here and talk Disney. So on Sunday night, and we'll probably continue the conversation this Sunday night during the live show at 7:00 Eastern, 6 Central. Join us and give us a call. But right before that, Sunday afternoon, the news broke that. I don't know if it was when Martin Luther posted the thesis on the church there, that somebody went over to the boardwalk and posted the menu. That's how I pictured it. I mean, my brain is not right, but that's how I posted it.
But that's fine.
With a hammer and a nail, and yeah, exactly. Just on the old ESPN sign with those little white lights that used to light up. And pop, 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 and ran as fast as they could before anybody saw them post it, and bam, and all the bloggers came out from their little holes and took pictures and posted them online, and they're
people could not wait,
and people were like, "This is great, man! I'm gonna get a million hits on this."
Yeah, exactly.
Real,
you will notice I did not write an article about this because my website does not go for the clickbait, so I didn't go for the $18.
It's not clickbait though.
Well, you're right. It's not.
I'm like, this is served up. I mean, this is they put it on a tee for us on a Sunday night. I mean, they put it on Sunday afternoon. We are talking about this tonight, man, because dude, this has got to be like a hen or whatever, whoever lays the egg.
The golden egg.
Golden egg, man. It's I mean,
it's gotta be a golden egg for a $23 egg sandwich.
What does an $8 Coke taste like? And then we're debating, do you get refills? Do you not get refills? Is fountain as a can? Is this I don't know. So we had the whole discussion about that. And so real quick, because we're going to talk about the counter to this, we're going to talk about the best value places, not the cheapest, but where you get the most bang for your buck dining around Walt Disney World, where you can really kind of get the great value in dining. But what was your initial thoughts when you saw the menu and the prices? I mean, just in general, because the thing is, we talked about this on Sunday night. We can't really judge the place yet because we haven't seen serving sizes. We haven't seen quality. We haven't seen service. We haven't seen ambiance. That stuff is hard to quantify. And, there's a lot still to be said. But I mean, out of the gate, a little heart stopping, for $11 orange juice and $9 chocolate milk. I mean, holy cow.
Yeah.
But Pam Forrester, what say you today before the walls come tumbling down?
So I thought it was very brave of them to post that. and I think the part that I kept wondering was, okay, as I look at the sandwiches or as I look at the breakfast or whatever, what is included in there? Because it really just mentioned the entree. I'm like, do I get a side with the sandwich?
Or is it just this?
Is it just this? And with the breakfast too, I mean, I don't know, maybe this is a weird mentality, but I'm like, okay, I get the eggs, but what comes with it? Do I get a meat and also whatever? It wasn't very, I don't know, if that were my restaurant and even if those were the prices and I knew those were the prices I was going to charge, I would have a description of
Agreed.
What was included. And so my description would help to justify perhaps the cost of some of these things. Now, I think that it's really challenging when you're looking at that to not have all that information. And by contrast, didn't it feel like some of the cakes were priced really well? I thought that the cake prices for those cakes were not bad. I kept looking at it. I kept going back to it and looking at it. I'm like, is that just for a slice of cake? Because if it's just a slice, then that's outrageous. But no, I believe
it is a slice.
it's the whole.
No, I think it's $28 a slice. I think it's a slice.
Oh.
No, I think it is a slice. I'm pretty sure.
You do?
Yeah, because I think we looked up a pie is $85.
Oh.
Wade called in and he saw the price that a pie was $85 and a slice of cake's $28.
Okay, so sorry. Then I retract my
statement.
Yeah,
okay.
no,
I was like
$28 a slice. Now the slices are supposed to be pretty big, but I think it's $28 a slice.
Yeah, but I can buy a whole cake for $28 here.
Apparently, Costco has a really killer pie for like $11.
I can go to Publix and buy a fancy cake. And that would be just as fancy as probably what they have there.
That's apples and oranges. I mean, I get that, right? I mean, this is a totally different thing. I mean, because
bring it into the Magic Kingdom and eat my cake on the train station at the Magic Kingdom and have a really good view. So
I mean, I'm not trying to totally like dog on this place, but I think Pam makes a great point. Like, here's the point I'm trying to make. What was the goal of posting a menu like this preemptively without descriptions or pictures or like it's so like there's so many times where I think like who's doing the marketing or the PR or this kind of like relations where you would post just like eggs Benedict, whatever it was, like $36 or like just put chocolate milk $9 without a descriptor, you know what I'm saying? Or without like quantifying it and showing ambiance, because like I've always said with people, like read the room, you know what I'm saying? Like read the room. Like what does that look like to like Mike Rallman in Missouri or, somebody, just like Joe in Kansas, you know what I'm saying? Like that is shocking. Like don't show it until it opens. You know what I'm saying? Like you're better off just holding that back. I don't think there's like an upside to that.
Even compared to other, I mean, when you think about the fantastic bakery, like Amaret's or even Gideon's in terms of their cake, the slices of those are like Gideon's slice of cake is huge. Like it lasts us days when we get it. Like, I mean, and I think it's like $10.
It's not as expensive for sure for a Gideon slice of cake.
Aldi's. I mean, it's going to be
exactly.
And Amaret's, like, even though their desserts are very labor intense, I'm sure, and they're beautiful. We've talked about this. They're like little works of art. I just am not sure that you're not paying anywhere near $28 for even one of their little cakes.
Yeah, I'm looking
like $14.
Yeah, I'm looking at Gideon's right now. Gideon's slices are $9 a piece. Right. So and people line up for hours for Gideon's cookies and cake slices.
Right.
So I mean,
last night we looked at the Croque Madame at Primo Piatto versus the Cake Bake Shop for something like savory. I think it's like $34.99 at the Cake Bake Shop, and you go over to Primo Piatto, which that's one of my favorite things to eat on property. It's so good. $12.99.
Yeah.
Right. Now the difference is table service versus counter.
I agree.
Agreed. But we don't even know if the table service comes with us.
I mean, but do they give you like a shave and like, they put a mint on your pillow when you get back to your hotel? I mean, I don't know.
So I feel like this is kind of reminiscent to what happened with like, remember when STK came in and like they just completely missed the mark? And I think the Edison kind of did the same thing in a way too. Like both of that, but more I feel like STK, like they just completely missed it. And they had just the most expensive menu items. And then I feel like now they've kind of gone, oh, maybe we need to rethink this. So like, that's the only thing I can think of is like, they're just going to have these prices for now and then be like, oh, maybe we need to rethink this. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, but like,
I think STK, you're right in the space, like in STK, it was challenging for them because they were really trying, it almost seemed as if they were applying some of the things that they learned from their Vegas restaurant into the Disney Spring ones. Like it would become like a nightclub.
Yes.
After a certain point
Which
in
that's
time.
not what
like
happened.
A DJ. It was loud. It was like crazy. And now they backed off of that and they have instead a successful happy hour that people go to and other things like that. So, I mean, I think that is, but I don't know. Again, I'm excited about some of the menu items and I was super excited about the tea, but I will tell you that I have done the tea in a number of beautiful restaurants around the country, including in New York at the Plaza. And I'm a little worried that it's going to rival the price of the Palm Court at the Plaza in New York. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this. I'm absolutely willing to give it a shot. I've heard great things about the food. I've heard the food is good. I feel like we need a little more information on this and maybe some photos of the food.
I feel like
we need information.
I feel like this is a place that, and I, based off of what I know from the one in Indiana, like it's a place where you go for like a really special occasion, like say a bachelorette party or bridal. Yes, Texas Roadhouse. Yes, like a bridal party shower or a baby shower or a fancy birthday or something like that. Which I get, like that is a destination location. Not that Walt Disney World isn't a destination location, but it's a destination in itself. So having a destination location at a destination, I'm not sure that people are going to be like, hey, let's have our bridal shower experience at, the cake bake shop. They might, but I feel like, in what I see at Disney World, people are much more interested in drinking around the world at Epcot for their, their bridal shower type stuff, bachelorette parties. So like, I don't know.
And it's not a small space. At some point, you're going to want some bums and seats.
You are not wrong.
And mostly people are going to be in theme park attire. It's not like people in quinceañera dresses like in the whole place. Like Pam said, the irony of it is the biggest irony for me is they're replacing one of the most blue collar places that was on property in ESPN Club. I mean, I just calling it what it is. I mean, it marketed to like Mike Roman, you know what I'm saying? People like me that wanted to go watch an SEC football game on a Saturday.
I mean, look how many questions we had.
There's 4 people eating nachos.
You want some jalapeno poppers and some chicken tenders and wings.
Exactly. It was marketing to dudes that like you could watch the game while you stood at the urinal. I'm just saying you could. Like,
but look how many people always ask the question of where can I watch the game at Walt Disney World? You know what I'm saying? Like that was a common question.
Charging $38, $28 for a slice of pizza and $8 for a Coke. It's like it is so crazy. I mean, it's so wild.
Yeah. And the boardwalk lost Big River and ESPN Club. So when you're staying at the boardwalk, you're looking for someplace to grab a meal.
Yeah. It's
we'll see. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I think that's what's good about it is even though all these things have happened, we will give it a chance. Yeah. And if there may be a podcast down the road where we're like totally wrong. 34
that'll be
I'm gonna do this though. I am not taking my family to dine here. If I go there, I'm going there by myself, and then I'll make the decision on whether I think it's my family is worth it.
Mallory always picks the most expensive of anything. Like anything, she always picks the most. I'm not even taking her near the boardwalk.
No, don't do that. No,
like the boardwalk does not exist. We're never going to. We're never going to Trattoria ever again. We're not getting ice cream on the boardwalk. No. It does not exist. We're never staying at the boardwalk, beach club, yacht club. We're just not even going to Crescent Lake anymore because she'll try to get in that place and I will have to get a second one.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
She's going to want the $28 cake.
She is not getting a $28 cake. I could buy her 5 cakes at Sam's. I'm sorry. That's what she's getting. And I got so many rewards points at Dairy Queen. I'll get her a frozen Blizzard cake for free.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's get to today's topic. Another 20 minutes in. Best value. Okay, let's just go through. One of my places was mentioned on Friday. I think you get best bang for your buck for a table service restaurant is Beer Garden over at Epcot and World Showcase. It's not, it's a buffet. If you're into this, now you got to be into this. But the reason I say it's best value, it's not that we're not looking for the cheapest places to eat, but this is a table service restaurant It's all you can eat, so everybody's going to leave stuffed. You have lots of like, I mean, it is heavy food, but I mean, if you're really looking to fill yourself up and you could skip another meal after this, you could get it for lunch and you're good for the rest of the day. You get a little show. I love that show. It's kind of that outside, inside kind of environment where you feel like you're in a Bavarian town. I love the bells and the big Ricola horn that they play. It's entertainment. You get to hang out with other people. Some people like that. I enjoy that. You get to meet other people. You got the big beer steins or Cokes or whatever you're drinking. It's got great desserts, underrated desserts. And it's quite affordable for a dining experience in World Showcase. And I know a lot of people, don't think about Beer Garden. It is one of my favorite places to eat. The food is it's not just sausage. It's not just bratwurst. There's a lot of stuff on. Check out the menu. But for your value, Beer Garden. Check it out. But again, don't tell everybody else. It's our secret. So that's where I'm going for best value locations around Walt Disney World. So Pam, let's try to get through a few of these so we can actually have a show.
We have a show. It just may not be one people want to listen to. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't talk about what we were supposed to talk about, but it's all good. So I wanted to name, while we're at it, a couple places that will be really good value if you're on the dining plan. Because I know we're going to talk about different things, but I thought these were important to mention too. One of them is Polite Pig. And this is got to be the best place to use your quick service credit of any place on property. It's fantastic. The food's great. Lots of good drinks to choose from, both with alcohol and without. Just so many different things. So if you're on the dining plan, that's a great place. You're going to want to consider that for a quick service location. Another place that is a great value if you're on the dining plan is also Chef Mickey's and many of your other character meals, but in particular Chef Mickey's because the price point is so high. If you're going to Chef Mickey's, look at the dining plan. You're going to save money, period, end of story. And if you have kids that are 10 and under, you're going to save money by looking at that. So I wanted to mention those two.
Because if you ever get the bill at Chef Mickey's,
I've gotten that bill.
I remember the last time I got the bill because that was the last time we went. I couldn't believe it because I was not on the dining plan that trip. I mean,
maybe that's what happened with the bakery. They went to Chef Mickey's and saw the prices. So they're like, "Oh, our food's better than this.
We got
one of those things though. Like I get like with Chef Mickey's, like it's a time versus it's a convenience. It is a convenience fee is what you're doing.
100%.
You're getting a pretty decent variety of foods, but they're not like you're not writing home really about the selection. I mean, you're getting your basic foods and your breakfast pizzas and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's a convenience fee because you're meeting, bam, you're wiping them all out there during breakfast. You get all your pictures, your character meet and greets, cute pictures, and it's fun. You can swing them in after.
Yes, lots of good stuff.
It's fun. But you're buying back that time of meeting all the characters later in the day or the trip. So
100%.
Imagine doing that times 6 because that's how much I paid for my entire family to dine at Chef Mickey's for my 40th birthday. So yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt just a little bit. Not gonna lie. But that was Brian's doing. He's like, I'll pay for your whole family to go to Chef Mickey's. And I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah.
I mean, you could have had a chocolate milk and a couple slices.
I could have had a chocolate milk and just a couple slices of cake. It's fine.
All right, what else we got for good values around Walt Disney World?
So I hate sharing my secret because I really think it is a fantastic secret, and I don't want people to start going there because right now it's somewhat easy-ish to get a reservation here. But I feel like if I talk about it too much, it's going to start, getting really hard. But my place is also a buffet. And it is for either breakfast or lunch. Lunch or dinner. I think they do lunch there. Maybe it's just dinner, but it's Boma at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. It is such a fantastic option for any meal that you want to have there. Breakfast is so good. They have the traditional, American breakfast items, but then they also have some breakfast items that have African and Indian kind of flavors to them as well. It's so kind of interesting trying some of the different flavors to breakfast of things that, we don't consider as breakfast items necessarily here. but they do, you know, in Africa. And so that part's really interesting. But then there's also the dinner, which again has African inspired dishes on the dinner menu, as well as, you know, some American inspired ones as too. But there's so much here. You know, trust me, I don't love buffets because I usually will just go up one time and get all the food I want to eat at that point. And I don't usually go back up again except for dessert. Like, that's just me. It's just how I am. I once I eat my plate, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm full enough. Dessert is fine. And then buffets really are a waste for me because like I really will only eat one plate. But here I go back a couple times because the food is just so good. And you know, we've talked about it before, but at dinner time, they have some amazing soups that are just ridiculously delicious. There's a butternut squash soup that they have that they actually do serve at the Mara as well. And it is seriously, I think, the best butternut squash soup I've ever had in my entire life. I went back to the Mara just to get the butternut squash soup. That's how good this was. So I'm going to definitely say that Boma is going to be a really good option for, you know, a meal. It's so delicious. So
there are a lot of good options there. I've gone on holidays though where the bills there. That one New Year's Eve, I remember we were.
You know, I don't think they do the holiday surcharge anymore.
They don't?
I don't think they do. I think they did away with that. Yeah, so I think you're okay.
The one New Year's Eve, I was like,
I know
that
hurt.
The whole family there too. I was like, wow.
Yeah, but it's so funny.
And that's Len's, by the way, favorite.
Yes.
So we got it in there.
And good choice. Good choice.
All right, so I have two because we're gonna try to get these in here timely because I want to make sure you guys get some things to think about so you can really get good value in your dining. One is Mama Melrose over at the studios. If you're looking for it, and maybe I'm in the mood for Italian because both of these picks are going to be Italian restaurants. But again, this is one of those sleeper places. Again, easy to get an ADR too because a lot of people don't think about it. There's kind of the more flashy places, Sci-Fi, 50s Prime Time, Brown Derby over at the studios kind of go first. But they have things, you know, there's actually a steak on the menu there that's not super costly. There's lasagna, a couple other good items on the menu, not too costly. So think about Mama Melrose. Also, where we're never going to get to go again, unfortunately, because of the Cake Bake Shop, because it's on the boardwalk, but it is Trattoria Al Forno. That's
never eating there again.
I love that place. I go there all the time. Now that is probably my favorite lasagna. I'm a lasagna connoisseur. I don't know if you knew that. But the lasagna there, it comes out in this really cool looking, looks like a flower or something. It's like this really cool shape. You ever?
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh, man, it tastes so good. I'd probably pay 2 slices of Cake Bake Shop pizza or cake prices for that right now. It's so good, like $52, 56, whatever. Because that stuff is so good. And they have, you know, bread and they have flatbreads and good appetizers like those little cheese balls. I don't know what they're really called, but they're like big balls of cheese that are fried. What are those called?
Like the cheese curds?
Yeah, like they're like big cheese balls. They come out like 4 of them for the table.
Is it the I
arancini?
Yeah, arancini. That's I know.
They're good. Yeah. Scott always orders them for the table. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
So we get those, but you know, salads and the lasagna. But the prices over there aren't too bad, and you know, you get to eat there right on the boardwalk, easy to get to, just right outside of Epcot. But so Trattoria Al Forno and Mama Melrose, 2 places where you're going to get good bang for your buck. And pasta, always good. Runners, wine and dine's coming up. Eat up, carb load. All right, Pam, go ahead.
Okay, so I was thinking about this before. First of all, I'm going to put out Homecoming there as a choice.
Yes.
I think their prices are so good.
Agreed.
Especially for the size of the portions that you get and the quality of food that you're going to get. There's just so much from which to choose on the menu. And it's just all really good. Yeah, right?
I just ate there recently and I got their chicken, the fried chicken. It was 4 chicken thighs just for myself. And I said, there is no way I'm eating 4 chicken thighs. And so I
accepted.
Yeah, no, I ended up taking 2 of them home. And I literally brought them home with me to Atlanta, and then I put them like in ice so that I made sure that they stayed
That's so much work. Just eat
no. I was like, I'm taking this home, and I put them in ice, and I brought them home with me, and I had them for lunch later that week. They were delightful. I put them in the air fryer. They were so yummy. I'm not gonna lie.
Something wrong with you.
So it really is a good location, and I think that value-wise, it's really good. The other one I'm going to put out there too is Ale and Compass. I think as one of the locations that is not a signature table service restaurant, but it is a table service location. They have some really good options from which to choose, and their pricing is good. And remember, it's just a one table credit, one credit table service location if you're on the dining plan, but there's lots of really good things there. I will say that their lemon chicken is really, really good. It's like they call it brick lemon chicken or something like that, but it's really good. They also always have different flatbreads. It's sort of rotating. There's usually some standbys, and there's a short rib one, I believe, that is really good. So try that one. But lots of good stuff there. So
Rikki?
I mean, Ale and Compass has always been a favorite of mine. The unfortunate part is I can never get a breakfast ADR there anymore. So y'all need to stop going.
Really? Because that used to be like the easiest. Like,
it used to be so easy to get.
It used to be like you could walk in.
It used to be so easy to get. I cannot get a Ale and Compass ADR and like last minute anymore. Like it is so ridiculous. Well, but I can get everything else last minute usually. The only one I usually can't is Kona. So like, cause I'm always looking, the couple days before or whatever. And usually, back in the day, I could get Ale and Compass easy, but yeah, cannot get it anymore. So stop going to Ale and Compass.
Wait, does Ale and Compass still have that a la carte, but also the buffet kind of thing that Captain Cook's had? Is that still an option there?
I don't know if they don't have the full buffet that they used to have. They may have one though, like up by the
they had like a back room kind of.
Yeah, they don't have that anymore. That doesn't exist. No, that doesn't exist.
Because like you could order a la carte, but you could also get the buffet too.
Yeah, they don't have that. They do have, like, if they have a buffet, I think it's like right in where the kitchen is, and it's a much smaller buffet option than it used to be. So I know they don't have the full one though.
I haven't had that concern a bit.
Yeah, no, I haven't either because I can't get a reservation. I tell you, I literally look every single time I'm down there, and I haven't eaten there in years at this point because everybody's eating at Ale and Compass.
Quit pounding your arm.
I'm sorry. I'm so angry.
Hey, you're killing people's ears. Okay, go ahead. Just you're like you're a judge or something.
I know. I'm so angry. I'm sorry.
Pam and I are both going, with our headphones. Those are all the thousands of listeners on the bus right now are like, stop pounding. Go ahead. Continue.
All right. Anyway. Okay. So my other options, I'm going to say, first of all, if you're looking for counter service, Satuli Canteen is always a great choice. I feel like the portion sizing is so good here. And you can almost share a meal here, I feel like. And it's so good. You get meat, you get the grain with it. And it's kind of like a create your own, which is really cool too. So that part's really fantastic. It is very hard to dine here though. We actually just dined here, when we were there a couple weeks ago, and they will not let you go in the restaurant even now without having basically a mobile order already done. So, and it says it's ready. I totally
appreciate that.
Which I do too. Yeah.
Disney, thank you for doing that, because otherwise people hang out in there for 2 hours with no food. And then when you get your food and you're the dad or the mom with 2 trays and you're circling like a helicopter trying to come in, you can't.
It was still very busy, and we basically lucked into a spot, but I will say that it's still very difficult to get in there. And if you wanted to eat outside, no chance, because those are all
free for all,
Yeah. So the other one I'm going to suggest is another one that I ate recently, and that's Beaches and Cream. Again, another really hard one to get in. They made adjustments to the restaurant recently where they expanded it a little bit, but it's still, it's not huge. It's a very small restaurant. Not a lot of places for large parties. So if you're going there as a large party, just know you may have to wait a while, but Beaches and Cream is always a standout. You can get I got a couple of appetizers, share those, and then, ice cream. You're good. So
All right. So I'm going to give one of my couple, actually I have two, and they're on the Walt Disney World app. They're next door neighbors. Actually. It's so funny. My first one, Steakhouse 71 over the Contemporary. Good value, great food. Oh my gosh. I love the food. This is just like I'm picturing Italian. Now this is American food, all American, baby. Just good stuff. And I want to say, because I want to, because this is a good comparison to what we were talking about earlier, because they have a wedge piece of cake that is to die for at Steakhouse 71. I got to check out how much theirs is. By the way, they have Eggs Benedict, $17. How much was the Eggs Benedict over at the Cake Bake Shop? I think it's like $79 or something. I don't know. It was expensive. But it wasn't 17. It was expensive. Okay, I'm looking for that piece of cake. Where's that piece of cake? They don't serve cake at breakfast. What kind of place is Steakhouse 71? Okay, dinner. Well, I gotta find that cake here. Where's that desserts? The Steakhouse 71 signature chocolate cake, which I'm telling you will change your life. Okay, here we're playing Price is Right. Don't look it up. Pam, you're looking it up, aren't you? Don't look it up.
No, 100% not looking it up.
Rikki, did you? Okay, you know what piece of cake I'm talking about, right? Everybody knows, right? You've seen the piece of cake from Steakhouse 71. Pam, what is your bid on the piece of cake at Steakhouse 71? Now that we've talked about the $28 slice at Cake Bake Shop, how much is that piece of cake at Steakhouse 71?
$12.
I'm gonna say 14.
Oh, you guys split the difference. It's $13.
There we go.
I mean, God, I feel like they're giving it away for free at this point.
Right?
He's playing psychological games with us at this point. They're totally screwing with us because now I'm like, oh my God, it's so cheap. Like 40 hours ago, I'm like, I'm paying $13 for a slice of cake.
Now you're like, $13, bring it on.
Totally
right.
I just figured out their game.
Yeah.
You're like, one for me and one for my friend.
Everybody gets cake. The whole table gets cake. I can afford it.
Actually, Scott and I did that on a bus one night after going up the top of the world. We had like 4 pieces left because we ordered too much after a tequila flight. That was neither here nor there. But yeah, Steakhouse 71, good value, great food. Oh my gosh, the sides there are so good. And the steakhouse burger and all that stuff. Okay, so that
the steakhouse burger.
Oh man, we gotta stop doing shows like this at dinner time. Smuckers, it has to be good. But here's the other thing. Splitsville at Disney Springs, they have such a wide menu. They have pizzas pizzas are super good, and you could share those. And when you share a pizza, I mean, you're talking about great value, and they have some really exotic pizzas that are super tasty. They got burgers and fries and kinds of wraps and
sushis and sandwiches.
Oh my gosh, they have a great menu, and the food is outstanding.
They have like dinner entrees if that's what you're looking for,
and it is not expensive. I mean, it's like right in there, just like maybe a click above like an Applebee's price. I mean, it's destination price, but I mean, it is not like an arm and a leg. If you're not going to bowl and you want to see a game or some kind of a sporting event, man, Splitsville, keep it on your radar. That food is 100%. Yeah, so that's my last one. So let's go, Pam, maybe a place or two more, and we'll
I do
grab more.
So I'm gonna, of course, I love my lounges, right? So I'm gonna give a couple of those. First of all, Three Bridges, I think, is a decent value. First of all, the setting itself is worth a few dollars upcharge on each entree, right? Because it's gorgeous.
Nice.
But they have some really interesting entrees, and it's just I have spent some fantastic evenings there, just enjoying the setting, the food, the drinks, the service, all of that. It's a great place to check out. And also I'm going to put up there Banana Cabana from Caribbean Beach is a good place. I know it's a sleeper because not many people think about having a meal there, but they have meal options. So stop by. They have wings, they have sandwiches, they have other things. It's worth checking out. And again, it's a really nice setting. It's outdoors, something to think about there. Finally, I'm going to mention over at Port Orleans Riverside, you have boat rides. If you're looking for value, they actually have sort of an all you care to enjoy kind of platter, I think, that's sort of Whispering Canyon-esque. And that is worth checking out. If not, it's a sampler platter. And I honestly can't remember. I was looking at it the other day for someone, the boat rights menu. And I was like, oh my gosh, they really have that? So that was worth checking out to see that. But they have a lot of really fun stuff there. And after you go there for dinner, make sure if it's on, I believe it's Thursday through Sunday night, you can head over to the lounge and hear some great jazz. We love doing that. And again, I almost don't want to recommend this because I don't want it to get any more busy than it is. But yeah, it's a really good time there. And it is an all you care to enjoy platter of, Mike, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Ribs,
Give it to me.
ribs, Cajun
Nice.
chicken,
Yes.
smoked sausage, barbecued beef brisket, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, roasted corn with Cajun butter, and seasonal vegetables. Hello.
Amen. And God bless the Cajun South.
And by the way, $36.
Nice.
You can really get a piece of cake for that.
Yeah, right?
Let's compare economics here. One piece of cake or all that goodness for like a couple extra bucks.
All you care to eat. You can eat it all and get a whole nother plate of it.
Is Ed Ogeron, former coach of the LSU Tigers, would say, "Go Tigers and go to boat rights." My SEC fans will get that joke.
Wow.
Okay.
So they got a personal recommendation.
That's a deep take right there.
Okay,
But,
good.
people that get it will crack up on that one, I hope. All right, Rikki, bring us home. Land the plane. Let's go.
Well, I feel like, we have to mention Blaze Pizza. It's one that I still feel like it's a good value of a pizza. We have them around here now. They feel like they're a little more common. Over the past few years, they've definitely grown. And I feel like the pizza's maybe not as good as it used to be. I can't believe I'm saying those words, but I still feel like it's a solid choice for, people who are looking for a good quick service kind of meal at Disney Springs. And then the last one I was going to go with, which Pam, just sort of briefly mentioned, was Whispering Canyon. You do have the all you care to eat skillets for breakfast or for dinner, and they're delightful. They're so delicious. They have different options of skillets at dinner. They have the regular option. I think they have a pork option, and then I think they also have a more vegetarian option as well. And then, of course, for breakfast, who doesn't love having just all you can eat Mickey waffles served to you on a platter and, bacon and eggs and stuff like that. So it's a really, really great option. And they also have the all you care to drink milkshakes too, which, you could put away a lot of milkshakes at that point. So that's a good option as well. I'm just saying. Maybe I would only drink like one milkshake.
That takes discipline because
it takes a lot of discipline.
Calories. If you just keep drinking milkshakes, that'd be great for like a wrestler or something.
That could hurt. I'm just saying that you leave rolling out of there and you don't feel so good. So maybe it's not a great option to have all you care to drink milkshakes, but it's there if you want it. So.
That could be painful. Remember, you gotta go back out in the 100-degree weather.
You do, yes.
And you get sometimes you get the meat sweats.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the meat sweats and the dairy sweats at the same time? That's definitely like 50-50 on a trip to the ER.
No, thank you.
Think about your copay first before you do that combo.
Yeah, I can't even think about the milkshake thing, because I can't drink milk.
Yes.
I even thinking about an all you can drink milkshake is like.
No. Yeah.
You should probably stop at one.
Yeah, you should, but
but I've done stupid things. So, because it is tempting.
Yes, it is. It is.
I'm tempted right now.
If you're offered all you care to drink milkshakes, you want to try to take them up on that, right?
We've all seen Willy Wonka, right? The never-ending gobstopper.
It's true.
It happens. I'm just saying, even to the best.
Don't be Veruca.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Couldn't remember her name. I thought it was Violet or Veruca. It was Veruca Salt. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
They also had a good song named Seether in the 90s. There you go. All right. So we're going to jump out of here and wish you a great weekend. And again, we're thinking about all our friends down in Florida. Hope you are safe. And if you need anything, please do let us know. All right. Today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you get to your favorite Disney destination. And again, our service is absolutely no cost to you. It costs the same as booking directly through Disney. And you get first class concierge level service with each and every trip. Just check out the details this weekend as you're relaxing on the sofa or just playing around on your phone. The website looks great on mobile devices as well. Just swing by themagicforless.com. Who's also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. You can support us just $5 a month. And for that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this weekend. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. To give us a follow on the social media, Ricky's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. Pam's at TMFLT Pam. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. We'd love to see you over on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. And of course, we'll have the BOGP open line this Sunday night, 2 nights from tonight. Scott joins me. We open up the phone lines and we go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Give us a call. Let's talk Disney. Give us your best value dining locations around Walt Disney World. Give us updates from your latest trip. Let's just talk Disney. Let's have a good time to close out the weekend. And finally, join us in the clubhouse. We love talking Disney with our listeners. It's our little community. We love it over there. We share pictures from our daily, what's going on in our little parts of the world. We have fitness challenges going on. We have folks boots on the ground at Walt Disney World. We talk sports. It's our clubhouse. It's our cheers. It's where we all get together and just hang out and get through life. It's fun. So come on over this weekend, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right. So we get back together again on Monday with another fun trip report for Pam and Rikki. I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Scott got here right as we're finishing.
Hope dinner was good.
That was fun. That was a good one, baby. Those were good shows, both of them, I think.
They're funny.
They are fun.
They were fun.
E.
Fun and funny.
Fun
Yes.
and
all right.
Smuckers better reach out.
Yes, exactly. Somebody get some type of Smuckers. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Be good.
Pam, have a good time. Hopefully.
Thank you. Yeah, I will. I mean, we'll be there one way or the other.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're certainly not going to drive down, but
No, we will not drive down.
No.
Never. Never ever.
All right.
But yeah, I will not be here next Monday, Mike. So.
Okay, Scotty G, you're up.
All right.
All right. See y'all.
Be safe, everybody. Be safe, everybody. All right.
Bye.
We'll see you. Bye.